So I would say at the ending of 2019, I had leased an iPhone 11, and at first I had an iPhone 7. I was really happy with the iPhone 7, but for some reason it dawned on me to go ahead and get an iPhone 11. And this was when it recently came out. This is comes out in September time, and then around, I don't know, November, October, I went ahead and purchased it. So I leased the phone. And the phone around that time on the market, roughly, it would go about $650. And that was with Sprint. If you don't know what Sprint is, it's a US phone carrier, not the best. Merged with T-Mobile, both not the best. But beside the point, my initial thought or my initial query into getting the phone was actually to get the phone. And since I know I can sell it back, since iPhones or Apple products hold their price, I can sell it back for a reasonable price. So I was going to sell it back for about like $500 something, since it's already $600. So I mean, I went into it knowing that I was going to sell the phone either way to get a profit. Well, to get a decent chunk of money back. And so what happened, I had the phone for a couple months, and beginning in January 2020, that's when everything started to go downhill. So I was working in Miami. I was doing construction for a hospital. It was a rehabilitation ward, new place. And I was just working. I was doing the garbage. I was taking out the garbage back and forth between inside and outside the building. And then I checked my pocket, and usually there's a very heavy distinguished weight to the iPhone. So I checked my pocket, and I didn't feel the flap of the pocket between the phone and the pocket itself. And I was like, oh no. So I checked all my pockets. I see that there was tools and everything, but there was no absolute $600 plus phone. And that's when my heart sank. I was like, okay, yeah, I lost the phone. So I retraced my steps. I went back and forth. Went back to the giant garbage chute in the front. The phone was nowhere to be found on the floor. I even went through all the rubbish. The whole it's like one of those industrial garbage dumps, the big ones that the truck takes out frequently throughout the day. And I went through I took out all the trash in there, trying to spot this phone. And mind you, obviously I'm not the only person on this site. There's a bunch of different other people on this site, mainly of Hispanic descent. And we're not even going to get into that. But just to know that the environment, well, it's Miami, so you know there's mainly a Hispanic culture there. So the phone's gone. Someone took the phone, obviously. So I used another construction worker, another site worker. He's the looker, the seer of the gate. He protects the gate, or he's a gatekeeper. And I asked him to use his phone so I can call my phone. Phone rang, phone rang. So I assumed this person that took the phone, he's working, and he left it in his bag or something. He left it by the safe. So when he comes back, so it's just gonna keep ringing until he comes back. And then one time, so I tried the phone again at a later point of the day. It just shut off. So yeah, someone has the phone. Either way, so the phone's gone. Long story short, called up the protection plan, and they were like, okay, so you lost the phone and everything. Yeah, I lost the phone, obviously, or someone stole it, whichever. Basically, someone stole the phone. And they were like, all right, so we're gonna send you a new phone. It's gonna cost you $200. All right, quick story short, paid the $200, got the new phone, came in about 3-4 days. So I would say roughly around 5 days, 3-5 days. Got the phone, pretty good shipping. I got the phone, it was laid down, lost all the photos, all that stuff. That's whatever. Not like I had really any important photos on there. And so I had the phone for a bit, I'd say like roughly 3 months. And that's when the whole pandemic situation came about, so I was just tired with the phone. I was done with the phone. I never even wanted the iPhone anyways. Not really into the iPhone system. So I was going to sell it on eBay. This is where it went down. So I was selling the phone, and I was going to sell it for $550. This was my price. It was going to come with a case. It was going to come with a pouch to hold the phone. It was going to come with screen protectors, the charger, multiple chargers, like 4 chargers, 4 cords, and it was a whole bundle. And I was like, yeah, this is worth $550. I wasn't going to go below. I wasn't going to go above this price. I was like, yeah, this is going to be the price. So I was putting an offer up, and I was putting it on eBay for this price alone. And I wasn't going to change my mind. And I was set on this price just because I wanted to buy another phone by Xiaomi, Mi Mix 3. I just love the slide. The slide is just... So, yeah, I was set on getting the $550. And everybody, I was getting messages, everybody wanted, you know this situation with eBay and OfferUp. Basically auction websites. People want to lowball you or just want to get a better price for it. So I didn't think about the solution of actually putting the price at a higher price so people can bid at a price that you wanted it. So if I wanted $550, I should have bid it at $600, $650, because my initial wants was the $550. So I should have went above that so people bring it down. But that's a little thing that I learned about the auction situation. So I wanted that price. People started messaging me, hey, I want this for $500, I want this for $450. I was like, sir, no, or ma'am, no, there's a set price that I wanted. And that was the whole goal, because I wanted the $550, because I wanted to pay off the phone from Sprint. I wanted to get off their service completely and go on to another service with a clean slate on my credit card. So everything would be down. I would have paid off the phone. I would have paid off the credit card that I used to pay the phone off initially from Sprint. So I had a $550 plus balance onto my credit card, and I want that to be removed. So it would have been a, what's it called? Broke even. You would have broke even on both sides with the credit card and getting the money. So I'd pay the phone off on Sprint, get the $550 from someone, sell the phone, get the $550, pay off the credit card, done with that. And then go ahead and use 300 some or 200 some to buy the Mi Mix 3. Great phone, by the way, great phone. 2018 phone, just works phenomenally. That was the plan. Didn't go as well. Got this guy, he messaged me. He said he wanted the phone for about $800 something. I was like, oh my gosh, I'll go for that. And he messaged me all of this information. Quick story short, he messaged me to send the phone to him the night of. So overnight shipping, that was already a red flag. And I was so focused on the $800, I was stoked. So I was going to send out the phone. I packed the phone and everything. I got all the shipping materials. I got the box. Everything was already ready. All I had to do was go ahead and pay for the stuff. And he wanted this overnight shipping. It was going to cost $100 something. So he said that he was including the $100 something in this $800 purchase. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. And he messaged me again if I had shipped the phone. So I had even made, because he's saying that this phone was for his daughter for his birthday. So I even went ahead, my kind self, and made a whole birthday present, birthday wrap for the child. And I said, happy birthday. I put the tag into the box and everything. I went over to UPS, no, was it FedEx, and I shipped the thing overnight. And even the guy asked me at the FedEx office, is this a eBay order? I was like, yeah, it's an eBay order and everything. Anyways, so I shipped the box to FedEx. I shipped the phone to FedEx overnight. There's no coming back from that, so overnight, so that thing's gone. Went back home, guys messaging me, hey, did he ship the stuff? Da, 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 da. I was getting emails also as well from eBay, and everything was going into my junk box. So my dumb self, not realizing that all these emails were coming into my junk mail, I went ahead and I made all those emails coming in from the junk email PayPal and made it a priority for my initial inbox, so everything would stop coming into my junk and come into my initial, to make so, because everything was coming in from PayPal, so it was messages coming from him on eBay and PayPal. So I thought everything was legit. I didn't really look over, but everything's starting not to add up really well here. And I was looking at the PayPal stuff in his messages, and then later on he started to ask for money. He's like, okay, I'm gonna send you this money, but you need to send me money first through Best Western, a money transfer service. I'm like, okay, something is not right here. And all these emails that were coming in from PayPal is always a deterrent, always PayPal saying, all right, something's going on with their servers. And I'm also logging on to PayPal and everything. I'm seeing that he's not doing anything with PayPal. And I'm just realizing, like, wait a minute, what's going on? PayPal, everything's going well on my end with my PayPal account, but PayPal keeps sending me emails and things saying something's wrong on their end. So after the Best Western message that he sent me, I'm starting to get kind of wary here. Like, something's going on in my body, something's going on in the back of my mind, something's not right. So I went ahead and looked up, hey, does PayPal or eBay deal with third-party distributors like Best Western, or is it West Western? Best Western, something like that. And they're like, no, PayPal or eBay does not deal with third-party financial institutions or third-party institutions at all. That should have been obvious. But for me, I was very gullible, and I didn't look into this. So at that point, heart sank. Just sent out a $500 phone for free to this guy overnight. And by the way, this happened the next day. I went ahead and looked this stuff up the next day after everything went down. And the guy was messaging me back. He's like, da-da-da-da-da, you can send me the $800 and I'll send you back the $800. The $800 took me off, by the way. That's when I was like, all right, this guy's scamming me. That's when I know for sure that this guy was scamming me. And I was like, brother, no, I'm not going to send you any money because I don't have that kind of money. I was broke. I was flat broke. The $500 was going to help me out tremendously. I was going to get myself back up to get myself back up to status quo. I was working myself up to get a little bit of money that I was getting from the construction job and this phone sale. But it brought me down a bit. My credit card was maxed out, and I'd have to pay the $500 myself. It was a whole situation there. So I told the guy, all right, no, I'm not going to do all this stuff. You're scamming me, and I know that, so just keep the phone. I'm fine with it. Just go ahead and keep the phone. I want nothing to do with Apple products at this moment, because the whole Apple situation, the whole stigma behind Apple products and iPhones and all that stuff, at that moment, it just threw me off, and I just don't want to deal with anything with Apple, because the whole phone situation, it was a new phone, so obviously everybody wants this phone, and it's just get me away from the whole Apple situation. So I don't have a phone now. I need to buy a phone. This was around February and everything. Had no money, so I had to work up to save some more money. I wasn't getting that much money from the whole carpentry stuff. I was paying off my car note, I was paying rent and everything. So I had to save up, trickle in the money a little bit before I can get the phone. And saw this phone, this is when the pandemic situation started. So I saw the Mi Mix 3 on a website for like $350. Mi Mix 3 5G, this is the top of the line, $350. It would come into me in about like 2 weeks. That's a whole situation. Long story short, again, I ordered the phone, pandemic started, phone wasn't coming in, I had to wait like 2 months, cancel the order. They said they were not gonna give me the phone, give me the money back. You'd have to call your bank to get the refund back. Had to wait a whole nother something for the bank to refund me the $350 because the website, they were not going to give me back the money. And they were telling me the whole situation with the shipping stuff, because you know the pandemic and everybody is not getting their stuff back if they were even going to ship me the phone. Yeah, the phone wasn't going to come in. Phone wasn't coming in, and they were not going to return the $350. So that was like $800, $900 down the drain. But lucky thing is, the $350 did come back to me on the credit card. That came back in about July. Because the whole situation, you have to wait like 90 days for them to actually approve, for the credit card to approve everything, to make sure that it's legit, or do a fraud case. I got the $350. Between this time I was working and everything, so I saved up. And I luckily found this dude on OfferUp who was selling the phone, the Mi Mix 3 in Florida, for like $250 or $300 something. I brought him down to $250. That's what I brought him down to, $250. He was selling it for $400, but I brought him down to $250 because, I mean, the phone at that time was really worth $400, my brother. And it wasn't even a 5G model. But anyways, that's the crux of the story. So why did I tell this story? The main reason I wanted to tell this story is not because I got scammed. Is because I scammed myself, honestly. The $550 or the money situation and gaining the money and the whole transaction between myself and getting myself together. This money is so minuscule, honestly, and it realized how blind I was. I was seriously so focused on this one principle. This principal amount of money and how I wanted everything situated between selling the phone, getting my credit card paid off, and getting the new phone, that I didn't even pay attention to all the red flags that were coming at me during this time. And it really showed me the faults in my money management and financing, and how you can be so deluded by money, and how blind you can be, how your whole reality can shift at a moment's notice and just focus on one thing, and you are so clouded in this reality. You don't pay attention to anything else. You don't see the faults in yourself after the fact. And it really taught me a good lesson in myself, and not to focus so much on the money and everything, and just look about and keep calm and not rush everything. Because the guy, he scammed me and everything, but I can't even really say that because I played myself, honestly. I scammed myself, honestly.